act4PPP project aims at increasing the application of systematic and targeted partnerships between the public and the private sector as a sustainable and efficient tool for regional and urban development, and as an innovative approach for public initiatives in territorial valorization and regeneration. act4PPP promotes public-private partnership as a strategic tool to enhance the involvement of private actors in the processes of territorial development. By comparing and analyzing different models and highlighting potential and limitations, act4PPP helps to improve knowledge and skills, structures and procedure for PPP solutions. It strives to create a framework for the implementation of partnership between public and private sectors and to increase private investment in the public interest. The project operates in the perspective of a shared international platform of mutual exchange of best practices and know-how, finalized to foster the effectiveness of targeted public-private cooperation. act4PPP promotes a transnational exchange of experiences and mutual learning between 17 project partners. It develops 12 pilot projects in 7 European countries. The project is implemented through the Central Europe program, co-financed by the European Regional Development Fund. The total budget of the project is 3.8 million euro.
The public and private partnership is not easy in such a situation because there is not immediate gain for the private investment. So what can we do?
Well, that's a quite hard question, and that's also the reason why we applied for the project act4PPP and to get some ERDF funds. As there are the experiences very different in all the partner countries. We as the Federal Association of the State and Urban Development Companies are the lead partner of this project, and we try to collect experiences already gained in this public-private corporations, collect all those experiences and then try to formulate a kind of strategy or solution for the policy level, which regulations might be interesting to which might be interesting to make relevant for all the project partners and for all public-private corporations.
Something new anyway, so we have to gain some good idea for this.
Oh, maybe at this point I have to say the really operative projects are all the other partners dealing with, and we are only dealing with the overhead and with the cooperation of the single projects. So if you really need to know or want to know some more details regarding the problems within the projects, please.
It's okay. But as impression, here in Italy you say some differences from other countries in such a type of projects?
In Germany they are quite experienced already in this type of corporations. In Italy and especially also in Eastern Europe they have to gain new experiences. Well, I think Forte Marghera is one really interesting project, and where there are a lot of possibilities to show how public and private cooperation could work.
Beh, i risultati ancora non sono scontati, perché abbiamo dovuto far fronte a moltissime difficoltà. Quello di riuscire a coniugare appunto l'esigenza di conservazione, valorizzazione, ma anche quella di riuscire a finanziare tutta l'operazione, tutt'altro che facile. anche perché con la vendita del bene Forte Marghera dal demanio militare all'amministrazione comunale ci sono dei vincoli, in particolar modo il vincolo trentennale alla destinazione pubblica, che ovviamente spaventa molti investitori privati, perché abbiamo visto tramite la parte economica del nostro studio che più funzione pubblica si cerca di portare dentro Forte Marghera, meno rendimento c'è e quindi più difficile diventa la fattibilità economica. Abbiamo visto anche altre difficoltà, come per esempio l'impatto su tutta l'infrastruttura della mobilità, che è pesante se si pensa di portare dentro a Forte Marghera delle funzioni ad alto richiamo di pubblico e quindi ad alto reddito. Per cui, come dire, un primo risultato di questo studio non tanto edificante è quello che sostanzialmente siamo arrivati a dover dire che non c'è fattibilità finanziaria per un'operazione di PPP, di partenariato pubblico-privato sotto forma di un classico project finance, un progetto di finanza. Abbiamo quindi voluto esplorare altre vie di un riutilizzo di questa struttura straordinaria come Forte Marghera, pensando di ritornare su utilizzi e su soggetti più prettamente di tipo pubblico. A noi per esempio piacerebbe molto portare dentro Forte Marghera l'università, perché vediamo delle enormi potenzialità da quel punto di vista. L'università è un attore sostanzialmente pubblico, è un attore che non ha bisogno di creare dei rendimenti finanziari nel breve tempo, per cui c'è maggiore possibilità di programmare nel tempo le operazioni di ristrutturazione e di valorizzazione di questo forte.
There's something in common from this place and the place where you work.
So my name is Frank Leiper from the State Development Corporation of Thuringia, and we are one partner here in act4PPP. So in the Free State of Thuringia we work on brownfield sites that are not developed by private developers alone, and we try to find ways for these brownfield sites together with the public authorities to revitalize them, to find new uses.
Is the same thing that we are trying to do here. How you do this in Thuringia?
Okay, we have a different approach apart from what you're doing here in Forte Marghera. So we had, for example, a database of 7,000 brownfields, and we would try to find a way how we can identify sites that are suitable for this sort of typical PPP development. So we develop criteria to identify these sites, and we develop concepts together with public authorities how to make it going together with the private investors, and provide tools for them, like for example special contracts which make it easy, especially for public authorities who are not so experienced in PPP processes, to make these projects working going.
You are working on an hippodrome.
I'm working for the municipality of Sopot, and I represent a pilot project regarding Hippodrome Sopot company.
What are you doing in that way?
We as a municipality are quite experienced about among other Polish cities in terms of PPP projects, so that's why we decided to join this project. And the aim of the project run at the Hippodrome is to engage private partners into the process of revitalization of the site.
And there's something similar of what we are doing here in this Forte Marghera.
In a way, yes, because we also have public and private commercial activities that should be held at the Hippodrome, and currently we are running a kind of a huge investment project dealing with public activities, and now we are preparing ourselves to seek for a private investor that will deal with the commercial activities like running a hotel and horse clinic.
How is the cooperation between public and private in Poland? Because here is a bit difficult.
It's also a little difficult because comparing to other European countries, we still don't have a good attitude from the public and private side. So cooperation is starting with a lot of problems, but still in Sopot we already have one project finished and one is on the way, which is very important from our town. So we are hoping that projects like act4PPP will help us to cope with the obstacles and different kind of difficulties.
What are you doing in your country about this project?
We have the project about we are preparing industrial zone. The land was in the past time used for accommodation for people, but now we want to change it to the industrial zone. We have quite big amount of money to spend there, and we have a plan to finish it within 4 or 5 years.
And you say this is easy, it's difficult, especially to cooperate between private and public. How is it?
Yeah, we think that it's quite complicated because in Czech Republic there is no framework, legal framework for it, and everything is done for the first time. Nobody has the same experience in Czech Republic, and there is not a project like or the public sector wants to use the public private money, but no one has the experience about this.
Questo progetto c'è di grosso interesse perché abbiamo realizzato un piccolo pilot project come gli altri partner. In questo caso si tratta effettivamente della creazione di 2 impianti fotovoltaici in un'area di discariche dismesse. È particolare questo tipo di approccio perché permette di riutilizzare delle aree non più fruibili e soprattutto di non impiantare gli impianti fotovoltaici in un'area produttiva. Girando per il nord dell'Italia, anche i nostri colleghi stranieri hanno notato che molto spesso gli impianti fotovoltaici sono in mezzo agli orti o in mezzo alle coltivazioni. In questo caso si tratta invece di sfruttare una zona non ulteriormente utilizzabile.
The partnership of public and private in this case is about a museum.
Yes, of course. We cooperate over about 5-6 years already with Venezia, with Marco Polo system, and we have motivated Marco Polo to participate in this network, and so we got on the other side from Marco Polo ideal recommendations how to improve our museum brownfield in Rostock. We followed the Venetian approach.
Maybe here in Venice there's something to learn from what happens in Rostock.
Yes, of course. The Venetians, the colleagues from Venezia motivated us to go stepwise in a very professional approach. That means at first we make a potential analysis and then a feasibility study, and also we followed the recommendation of Marco Polo system to start or to continue with an international architects and planner competition. This happened last year, also supported from Marco Polo, so we are very grateful about this fruitful cooperation.
We here in Venice we have very many nice places and we have very history, but maybe we have some difficult to give a value to all these things.
Rostock and Venice already twin cities because we are cooperated with tradesmen in medieval times, so we have a lot of similarities, and I guess we can learn from Venetians to give high importance to the historical inner city center renewal and also to the social focused urban renewal programs in Venezia.
I am working for a German public company NH Wohnstadt, and we are project partner of the city of Poznań in the West Poland. It's the typical university city. And in our project we are working on concepts for social housing in the city.
How it works?
This is a very important topic for the city of Poznań and generally for the Poland, because the needs for social housing are very huge. We have 1,800 eviction orders in the city of Poznań. We need 1,800 new flats just now, and the city doesn't have enough capital to do this. And we have to look for other solutions, for example, to find private partners for cooperation.
How private and public can cooperate to join this achievement?
This is very complicated because but one simple thing is a lot of these social tenants, communal social tenants, are living in private houses, and this is the reason we have directly to cooperate with these private owners of the houses.
I am working at Graz University of Technology at the Institute of Urbanism, and we are accompanying this Central Europe project, public-private partnership.
Which is the difficulty to this kind of cooperation?
The difficulty is to bring the public and the private partners together. This is a special problem in Austria because the public partners are not used to work on their own with private partners. They are used to do projects on their own, but to finance them on their own, and now they have the opportunity to get the skills from private partners for the project and the money from private partners.
So to make them cooperate, it's themselves, we need some good ideas maybe.
They need a catalyst and they need good ideas, and they need persons to transport these ideas. And this is what I do with my colleague Ernst Reiner from the university. We try to focus on the problems and solve them.
Something new in some way.
PPP is new in Austria, and it's not very well known, even in Eastern Europe countries.
Actually, the project is situated in the city of Trnava, which is 50 km far from the capital of Slovakia, Bratislava. And the city is developing a technology center there, because there are now a lot of investments. Peugeot, Citroën, Samsung Electronics, and Sony and other concerns are investing in the region. And there is necessary to have a higher education of engineers, and also to bring new innovative companies. And that's why the city is developing a technology center. And we are trying, and this is a public investment which is financed by the structural funds of the European Union. It's actually conversion of brownfield areas into the new developed areas. And within the act4PPP project, we try to bring the private component and to mix in order to achieve an optimal mixture of public and private efforts.
Can we say there's a strong connection between Bratislava and this part of Italy that is northeast?
Well, geographically it's relatively close because from Bratislava you can reach Italy by car within 5 hours. In 5 or 6 hours you are in Udine. Yeah? Economically there are a lot of reserves which could be used, of course. Yeah? Because there are some Italian investments in Slovakia, of course, but not as much as German or French or Korean, indeed.
Maybe we can learn something each from each other.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, because you know that just 21 years ago we got rid of the communist system, and now we do develop the new economy. But there are for sure a lot of possibilities. Yes, for example, how to handle debts.
We have just finished the one big PPP project called Sports Park Ježice. So we finish with the public part. It is a sports hall for basketball and other sports and for concerts. And there is also the stadium, and 2 weeks ago there was a qualification game between Slovenia and Italy taking place at this new stadium, which was finished last year.
It was difficult to organize all that, and especially the cooperation between public and private.
Yes, at the very beginning it was not such a big problem because it was economic growth. Since the financial crisis, it is not so easy anymore, especially to finance the private part. That means the shopping malls and offices and houses.
Now you have joined anyway this achievement.
Yes, we have finished the public part. The private part is under construction. But what is happening that some other projects are now stopped because of financial crisis.
Będzin is a very small city in the south of Poland, in the Upper Silesia region, just about 50,000 inhabitants, and we are very proud to be a member of the act4PPP program. Our pilot project is mainly aimed at bringing a new life to the old, very old cement mill, just to re-establish some new functions, giving to this area, to the buildings, and to preserve at the same time the unique silhouette and scenic beauty of the former cement mill.
And what do you think about what's happening here in Marghera with this place that is around us?
This place is absolutely very nice, and this is the very good example of how to take the advantage of cooperation between partners from various European countries to develop our knowledge and strength, to establish good relationship and to succeed in revitalization of such areas like Forte Marghera.
Somewhere is a bit difficult to find a cooperation between partners so different.
You know, the private-public partnership is a very severe question because in Poland, for example, the Act on Public-Private Partnership was implemented 2 years ago. It is still not a popular method of financing. Still more popular methods like, for example, perpetual lease, the so-called usufruct, and public money is rather spent on different projects than private money.